Good morning, everybody. Ezla Senpai here. Welcome to the thing. Uh, I think on Twitch it's still called Coffee with Senpai, but today we've got a very specific topic to cover, and we're talking about the top 8 breakdown from BCS Ontario. This was such a fun event. I had fun. Let me get my substance. Thadria, right? Love Thadria. I can't wait. That Newport card shop. What about Ontario, California? That's what we're doing. But good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So yes, this past weekend was Bushy Road Spring Fest, Ontario. Yo, how you doing? You gotta send me your address so I can send you your card. But we'll worry about that later. Right now, I've got my Monster Energy drink because so it's a little secret for you guys. A little tidbit secret. So you know those cardboard deck holder boxes Bushy used to give out, or if you haven't, I'll post on Twitter later. It's a secret though. Shh. So when you go into events, sometimes they'll check your bags, just to make sure you're not bringing any weapons or anything. Most of the time, food and drink is fine, but there are some places where, or some events where it's like you can't bring outside food and drink. For example, like Car Expo. Because there were food vendors there, they didn't allow outside food or drink. But if you're in the main tournament, you don't have time to go get food. So something I've picked up on is use the cardboard deck boxes that they give you. They're just the right size to put an energy drink and some snacks in. And when they check your bag, they see you've got a cardboard box from the thing, and they just assume it's full of cards. So that's how to. This is for educational purposes only. That's how you bring snacks into an event where you can't. So just shh, that's a secret. But so I've had a Monster in a box in my bag for the last 2 days because I'm like, oh, I really need it, but I didn't have a chance to really grab it. So I'm drinking them now. So delete the VOD. No, it's fine. It's fine. Like, the Ontario event was really good. The security was fine. They did allow outside food and drink. They just didn't allow anybody to eat or drink in the playing area. So we're good. We didn't break any rules. And everything was past tense. So, but BCS was fun. So I went with my 2 friends, Mikey and Justin. Mikey is also El Doritos on Twitter. You go ahead and follow him. He's funny. My expectations admittedly were low. Knowingly, just because a majority of the players from my locals have moved on to Standard, and there's very few who play V Premium still. So I don't want to say I felt like. I know Chris will end up watching this later too, and that's fine. If Chris watches, this is fine. It feels like being a big fish in a small pond, kinda. I'm not saying that like I feel like I'm better than everybody, because I'm not. But when it comes to like straight up competition, trying to be better, it's tough because you know what I mean, right? Right. I'm just trying to be. I'm not saying I'm the best player at my locals, because obviously I'm not. But most of the time, I do pretty well against people at my locals who still play V Premium. And I play Ezel, so it's like, well, I mean, come on. I mean, Chris will stomp me every now and then with Luard, but that's understandable because that's meta relevant. So, but the event was good. Premium, we were not prepared for at all. Like, mentally, I'm prepared. But there were so many different decks that I saw or played against that I have little to no experience playing against because premium in my area is non-existent. I was telling people like prior to this event, I am the best premium player at my locals because I'm the only one. So default win. But it was crazy. It was humble. It was a very humbling experience too. The venue was great. Here, I actually got a few pictures. So here, let me show you some pictures real quick. So this was the venue hall. Where is it? Oh, there we go. That's the venue hall. So let me just I can't do that. Okay. So off to the right hand side of the picture, you see that's where we all played. The red and white, the red and blue. Wow, I'm blind. The red and blue playmats were for standard format, and on the far other side there were some yellow playmats. Those were for V premium. On day 2, these red and white ones switched to white Schwartz, and then premium was held at the same end as V. So it was nice. It was nice. We had how many teams? I wrote this down. Like I wrote everything down on Twitter, like everything, because I was like, I want to document everything. I want to make sure that all that information is correct. And for the most part, I got it. Brain Kyle, how you doing? Let's see. So, standard format, Overdress had 67 teams. 67 teams. Are you allowed to bring in your own playmat? Yes, but there is a stipulation to it. As long as it is not explicit or not safe for work. Okay, I'm okay. Just played 0. Okay, cool. So like if you've got like a mat from Zero Damage Gaming, that should be fine. But if you got big anime titties sticking out there, that's kind of not cool. Bushy hasn't enforced, so that's an issue I'm going to bring up here. So just remind me here in a little bit. But you are allowed to bring your own playmat. There are mats there provided, but if you have your own playmat, go ahead, use it. Go ahead and use it. Okay, so V Premium had, not V. Standard had 67 teams. V Premium only had 26 teams. So that was interesting. They're not paper playmats, but they're thin. What it is what Bushy likes to do is they like to flip over playmats. So one side is Vanguard, one side is White Schwartz. So it's like a thin plastic. It's a slightly thicker paper. I wouldn't say it's like the playmats that we get in like product, but it's a high quality. It's high quality. So V Premium had 26 teams, which honestly was kind of shocking, but to be fair, that's understandable. My thought so there's a lot of theories, or not theories, but there are a lot of external factors that led to this. But I'll remind me of that later too, because that's another topic I want to talk about. So we had 67 teams for Overdress. We had 26 teams for V Premium. Premium format had 47 teams, so that was cool. I'm trying to say okay to use paper. Yeah. No, I'm trying to say, is it okay to use paper playmats? Like, yes, absolutely, yes. Yes, you can. That is all good. So for Overdress, yeah, no problem. So for Overdress, Overdress top 8 took forever. I participated in V Premium. We're pretty done quickly. But Overdress, so there was 2 teams that failed to do death check. So what that means is when you get into the top 8, your team and a floor judge are separated from everybody else. They'll they'll go through and I used Old Paladin. I used Old Paladin for both events. It's just I had to. So a floor judge in your team will go through. They'll do a deck check where, for those who pre-registered, had to submit a deck code using the Bushiroad deck log. This is where they made sure that you didn't cheat to get all the way up. Made sure no cards were changed. You know, all the due diligence. Now this is what I heard, but it's not 100% confirmed, so take this with a grain of salt. The two teams that got DQ'd, one team failed deck check due to having another trigger. They had an extra heal trigger, or they swapped out heal triggers during the event, which fundamentally shouldn't do anything, but it's not what's on the deck list. If it's on the deck list, it's a no-no. Another rumor I heard was that someone literally changed their deck, like their whole lineup, prior to top 8, and it was essentially a completely different deck when they got to top 8. So there was a bunch of teams that bubbled into the top 8, which was pretty cool. Nexus Tour went into top 8 for standard. They were cool. If I recall, the Percival ban list took effect. Yes, it did. Percival was that restriction list took effect on the 1st, and V Premium took place on the 2nd. So literally, it was just the day after. Let me show more of the venue. Boop. So they had areas spaced out in sections. So right here, as you see, there's a line of chairs. So essentially 4 teams could fit in each section, which is super convenient. Every section had a floor judge, basically, or every 2 sections or so had a floor judge kind of in between each area. So that was pretty cool. I actually really liked this layout. It felt far more roomy. It wasn't cramped. I wasn't worried about rubbing my leg up against somebody, because that happens. You know, there's a lot of us big guys out there, so you know it happens. But I loved this. You know, honestly, I like the Ontario Convention Center. If we don't go to Anaheim in the fall for Terra Expo, I would not mind coming back to Ontario. And if you're just joining the chat, say hi. Please, let me know you're here. I know you're here for the top 8 breakdown. I know, we're getting to it. And then last but not least, got to hang out with the boys. Thanks Nexus Store for letting me hang out with them. You know, Richard's always a good fella. Alice is a cool guy to hang out with. I need to interact with these people more. Aiden's cool. Chris was cool. Chris is chef's kiss. Good guy. He's a really cool guy, really fun guy. I played against him yesterday. It was just for fun, for premium, and man, like, he is the equivalent to me for Genesis as I am to Gold Paladin. Yeah, no, he the whole team is just nice and wholesome. Miles is always cool too. Also, I just realized no more screen on the event. No more screen on the event. What do you mean? Okay. So let's see. So that was the venue. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was really cool. What else? Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some issues. Screen is barriers. Yeah, there wasn't. So what happened was, for this event, everybody who participated had to be fully vaccinated, so got your 2 shots, and was fully boosted, so got your first booster shot, and had to provide your COVID card and COVID information at the door. This was kind of tough because There was a few other people I would wanted to have brought with me, but because they weren't vaccinated or they haven't gotten their booster yet, it was very difficult. Very stressful. One of my teammates hadn't been boosted yet, so 2 days before the event, they gave us a chance to be like, hey, you got till Friday or Thursday at 3 p.m. to go get your booster shot and update us. So my teammate did. He got it. We got in. It was good. They also required us to wear our face masks at all times. So it was to reduce any risk. Here in California, COVID isn't too bad anymore. But I understand the procedures they had to do because a lot of the staff is going to be, or at least the main staff, is going to be traveling across the country. So having them minimize as much risk as possible, totally understandable. There's also a rumor that the event staff itself has undergone some new management, and they didn't have enough staff to do... They had enough staff to do, like, every section had a judge, but there wasn't enough staff to do side events. So we had no side events this time around, which was kind of lame, but understandable, completely understandable. A lot of people were turned away though. So there was a miscommunication between Bushiroad Global Twitter account, the official account, the official Vanguard account, and the people. And amongst social media, there was a lot of kerfuffle. So on Twitter, Bushiroad Global, when we first got the event, when you can pre-register, they said, hey, if you want to do a physical deck list, just let us know. So there was an option to do a physical deck list instead of submitting a deck code. A few weeks later, a week later, they said, hey, if you opted for physical deck lists, you need to update it so we have your deck code. So no physical deck lists. Okay, cool. But that particular tweet was hidden underneath another, it was a reply tweet rather than a main message. And those are easier to see on Twitter than they are on other social medias. They also mentioned that while you can still come in, even if you didn't pre-register, there was no guarantee people who walked in could participate. One issue that this caused was people assumed that they could walk in. If they could register, they could, and if they could fill out the decklist form. That was incorrect. People who were walk-ins were told that they could not participate because they didn't have the physical decklist forms or pins available. So it was really those who pre-registered got in, and nobody else. There were people who did come in and sat around in the free area to play, and that's fine. But there were people who didn't pre-register, expecting to sign up physically, but were told not to. There are other cases with, there were some people who had emergencies literally like the day before, and their teammate wasn't able to compete, and so they had to try to get a substitute in, but because of pre-registration, it's like, well, if this person's not here, you guys can't compete. Now, I'm not trying to talk ill on Bushy. Please don't take that out of context. I'm not trying to talk crap about them. I feel like they've done as much as they could with the resources that were available. But I think the language of these posts should be more carefully thought out. Because I think what it is there's an understanding language barrier between, because I think Bushy SCA runs Bushiroad Global, I think, and I think they run the Vanguard account too. I think Matt's in SCA. I'm not sure, probably. Love Matt, by the way. But I think there was a language. No, not language barrier, because it's all in English. But I think the way the posts and the policies were worded left a lot for interpretation, and maybe it's just us dumb American people who misread it, or we didn't understand it completely. It was not dum-dum proof, because I fell for it, and I'm kind of a dum-dum. I should just be like, I'm a little dum-dum. So there were people who were turned away and very upset about, because they had driven from other places, hours away or so, denied, and that sucks. I understand, like, you have to minimize risk, and that's perfectly understandable. Okay, so those were a few gripes. I think the event overall was done well enough with all the things put into consideration. You know, there was the low number of staff. There, you know, you're trying to do everything as smoothly as possible. So many people, and I think for what was available, they did a good job. The venue was great. The food there was overpriced, though. Like, I paid $8 for a sandwich. No, just no, don't do it. Bring your snacks. Get a Mimic box and just put food in it. You'll be fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to what you guys are actually here for. The 5 of you. Let's get into the top 8. All right, top 8 time. Let's go. So first off, we're going to talk about standard format. So I reported as much as I could to Derek Dow, who had asked me previously, hey, can you report? Absolutely. So he was the first person I reported to. Then I guess he relayed that information to Fuzzy Panda, who made the slides here. So go check them out. But yeah, we have 6 Magnolia, 4 Prison, 3 Bruce, 2 Paramagnus, 2 Dravidia, 2 Orifice, 2 Bastion, 1 Nirvana, 1 Lurinol, and 1 PBD. The PBD is actually from Nexus Tour, and they will have a deck profile on it soon. Later this week, I believe. Because everybody was just like, whoa, PBD got in the top 8? Whoa! I didn't play in this event, but yeah, no Bav. Sad no Bav. I don't know what the overall representation was. There may have been Bavs, but in top 8, this is what it was. So now for their top 4, let's go over the top 8 first, then we'll break it down to the top 4s. All right? But yeah, so Magnolia is definitely... Magnolia seems to be one of the best decks at the moment. Which is very unfortunate, because a buddy of mine is wanting Magnolias, and it's just... Yeah, PBD is good, but hey, it made it to top 8, so clearly something was done correctly. So my buddy Pike is going to be a little upset that Magnolia prices jumped up a little bit, but it's understandable. So I just want to make note that this right here is the very first physical English overdress event. So these results will change, as the events go on, but this is where the starting point is moving forward when it comes to competitive play. Like, this is the starting point. Now, all the other BCFs will probably change their lineups after this, or they'll be more prepared to deal with the Magnolia, the Prison, the Bruce. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here in the near future. I don't think we're getting set 5 at all in these events, or if we do, it's going to be the last one, the last event in Houston, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the dates on that. So, are you kind of what do you guys think about these top 8s? Let's see. Hope it will improve when PBO is already global. I can say Magnolia is top because one of the cards, Inlet Pulse. Yeah, Inlet Pulse. Dryden is really cool. Oh, Inlet Pulse is actually from set 4. So, Endlit Pulse is really, really darn good, and it's actually probably one of the best cards Storkia has. It's just so good. I actually need to pick up a playset for myself. Also, I'm curious that Flybird wasn't here. I think Magnolia does a better multi-attack, and it makes better use of Endlit Pulse Dragon. So, I mean, that's what I feel about it. Orifice, people were surprised that Orifice is here, but Orifice is decent still. Gravidia, I think there was one Gravidia in top 4, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Again, I was really excited about the 1-ofs and 2-ofs. I think those were really cool. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to V Premium. So this one does have a correction on it. So, as you see here, we have 5 Shadow Paladins, 4 Bermuda Triangle, 3 Toguro, 3 Genesis, 3 Grand Blue, 2 Dark Irregular, 1 Tachi, 1 Royal, 1 Gold, 1 Aqua Force. In the graph, it's Spectral Duke, but the correction is it was a Dirduit deck. So all the numbers are still the same, just updated graphic. So your main shadows, nice. So there was a mix of, or I shouldn't say mix. Both Blue Ward and Raging Form were in the top 8. It was very difficult to kind of pinpoint, but the exact number, but they both were there. Bermudas, I had a difficult time pinpointing, specifically because Highlander is kind of odd because it mixes everything, and Prism is just, Prism. So when I reported these clans, I just reported clans. I tried to break it down as detailed as possible to the builds, but clearly I made some errors. There were 3 Toguro, so this was the End and the Cross. Still a very, very strong deck. I actually played, was it today? No, my first round actually was against, I just remember this at the top of my head. Yes. Sorry, another person messaged me, another home-related thing. Let me go back to my notes real quick, because I really wanted to shout this person out. Trevor Edwards. It was his very first event. He was my first opponent in day 1 for V Premium, and he did good. He did really good, but he recognized me from Twitter because people do that. So that was fun. That was fun. Really good sport. Oh, that was you? Yeah. All right. There you are. See, I told you. Trevor, I would give you a shout out. But so I'm not talking about my experiences just yet. I'm just talking about the top 8, and then we're talking about Kagero, and that led me into talking about you. But that was still such a fun game. It really was. So for Genesis, there was a mix, not a mix. I gotta stop saying that. Both Himiko Reverse, and Astral Poets were present. Night Rose was there. Night Rose did use Ghosties, but it was mostly Night Rose. Amon. I'm not sure if this was a mix between if this was a solo Amon deck or if it was mixed with Shaharat, but Amon was present. Tachikaze. Tachis were there. It was Raptor Colonel, so you Dino mains representing. Then we had Jewel Knights, Dirduit, which I mistook for Spectral Duke. To be fair, all I saw was a front trigger, and I just kind of assumed. Because Duke and Dirduit both play fronts, so. But again, Gold Paladin, and then Maelstrom in top. So that was pretty cool. My buddy Justin was like, damn, I should have played Maelstrom. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should have. But, he was doing his own thing. I'm not going to tell people what to play. Because, that's... Who am I to tell a teammate what they should play? If they want to have fun with whatever deck they want, let them. It's all good. As long as they have fun at the end. That's all that matters. All right. Finally, we have the top 8 for premium. Maybe 3? Let's see. Give me just one moment, folks. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay, sorry. One of my friends is coming over later. They set up a helium hotspot thing for crypto, and we recently switched routers, so they have to come by and readjust it. So I'm just like, can you come back in like maybe 3 hours? Okay, so premium format. This is why I love this game so much. The diversity here. Now, when I go into the top 4, there's not to be that much diversity, but just this top 8 is just so beautiful. So the biggest reason for the diversity is because no one really knew what was the top deck. We got it is beautiful. It absolutely is. It is very, very unique, and I think it's because no one really knows what is good. So there are a lot of different decks out here that are just trying to do different things. So we got 3 Mega Colony. I believe either there was 2 or 3 Mega Colony. I think there may have been an error on there, but from what I heard and what I saw, there was at least a minimum of one order Mega Colony deck. This was a deck that uses some of the common Stoicheia Alchemagic cards, along with Guilty Gridora, to just use all the cool older order cards and stun out the opponent. I actually played against I played against one early yesterday, and I had no idea how to do. Like, I'm fanboying over how cool this deck looks and all its functions and stuff, while at the same time not knowing how to play against it. I'm in danger. 3 Totoro. This was the X, the Cross with the Legion. Very, very typical list. Pretty good. 2 Nightmare Dolls, 2 Luard, 2 Night Rose Ghosties, 2 Narukami's. One was Eradicators. The other one was either Vanquisher and Dungaree, or someone actually pulled out the Chad move and went straight up Dungaree. But most likely it was a Vanquisher Dungaree mix. There was one Dyliner deck who I played against in round 1. Oh my god, I'm still traumatized by it, but it was so fun. 1 Genesis, 1 Angel Feather, which was a no seal deck. This one was actually from Twitter user Loki. Let me get that real quick. Loki Unit on Twitter. So they definitely Chads, absolute Chads. Royal Paladin, Gold Paladin, Nubatama. This was Daihozan, excuse me, Daihozan. I was incorrect with it. I thought it was Shiranui. I thought, wow, someone's another Giga Chad, but no, it was Daihozan with Daihozan Dominate. There was 1 Darker regular deck. I believe that one was a Barrow Madness and OK list, and 1 Reviere, pure Reviere Turbo. Oh my god, Oh my god. This is such a cool top 8. I actually got the Ezel list. Damn, I didn't put it in the stream. I'll put it in editing here in just a moment. On YouTube, I'll put it in. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna do future self. Here you go. Free real estate. So on Twitch, you're not gonna see it, but I've already posted them on Twitter, so you guys can go find them. And then if you're on YouTube, well, look at these. Oh, the Spike Brothers was the Spike Brothers list. Okay, so the Spike Brothers list was actually right. Wait, was there 2 lists? Hold on. Sorry, future self. Oh, was there 2 Spikes? There was. Okay, so one Spike Brothers list was Hellheart 8. The second one was Rising Greedon. Rising Greedon, which was so cool. So yeah, so those were the 2 spiked lists, Rising and Hellheart 8. All right, let's go ahead and go into the top 4. Again, I do apologize. This was my first time reporting on top 8 cards, or top 8 decks, so I just, of course there's going to be a margin of error, but I'll work to get better at that in the future. I just wish the staff made it easier for press to be like, oh yeah, we just want the information. All right, here we go. We're going in the top 4s. So now we're going to go back to standard. So here are the top 4 teams. So we have the Joy Boys playing Bastion, Magnolia, and Prison. The only one Bastion deck made it through. If you notice, every team has a Magnolia. Just about every team has a Bruce. Almost every team has a Brandgate. So that's pretty funny. So Bastion, Magnolia, Prison, then Showtime with Bruce, Magnolia, and Prison. Anawooz with Magnolia, Gravidia, and Bruce. And then Simple and Clean with Magnolia, Bruce, and Prison. I'm getting flashbacks now. I don't think that's a good idea. But that's the way it makes me feel tonight. Okay, so Magnolia absolutely is a deck I underestimated to be this good. Severely underestimated because I didn't think about Inlet Pulse Dragon. I did not think about that. Yeah, pretty much. So now, will Magnolia stay at the top? Maybe. It's more likely that it may see a decrease, but time will tell. Time will tell. But for right now, this is the standing point. Magnolia is S tier, which is crazy. Bruce is really good, and Prison's really good. Bastion, I like Bastion. Like, I don't like Bastion, but I like Bastion. I'm conflicted. I'm waiting for Thadria, but this was the top 4. For Overdress. So there you go. Now for those who are going to be playing in Overdress in the future, practice hard. Practice. Make sure you get your deck list all figured out before you submit it, because there's no way of changing it after registration ends. All right, going on to V. So there wasn't an infographic on this one yet. If there is one, I'll put it over what I'm about to show you. But here is a tweet from Derek Dow, who I reported to with all the tops. I only reported top 8. I didn't report top 4 because I was tired. So first place was Kadro, Royal Paladin, and Granblue. So the N, the X, Jewel Knights, Night Rose, Genesis, Shadow Paladin, and Dark Irregulars, Bermuda, Genesis, Shadow Paladin, Dual Paladin, Shadow Paladin, and Bermuda Triangle. So Prism Highlander, Revengers, and Luard or Separates, all that. And then Genesis, it may have been a toss-up between Astral Poet and Himiko. I'm not 100% sure on that one, though. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, the product stream is coming up this Saturday, right? Or, no, it's next week. It's in 4 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Saturday, or Friday. Okay. So, take this. All the deck lists, I believe, are on Facebook at the moment. So, go check those out. And then the top 4 for premium. We have Team SBI Mia. So they're playing Order Magic Colony. It was Night Rose Ghosties, and we have Nightmare Dolls. Second place was Common Striders, classic name, with Luard, the Cross, and Vanquisher Dungaree. Supposedly the Dungaree player, or Vanquisher Dungaree player, was undefeated. Like, individually, they were undefeated. Then we got Team, I don't know, good team, with, again, Night Rose Ghosties, Minerva, and Nightmare Doll. And then Team Capitalist. This team here, I actually played against them the first round. I played against the Dieliner player. I got wrecked, rightfully so. And the other members of the team knew who I was and were like, "Whoa, yo, you're the Ezo Senpai?" Yes. And I actually signed their playmats and stuff. And I checked in with them all throughout the events. And, oh, God, they were so much fun. I will hopefully do a stream later featuring this team. Because I think of all the teams that topped, I think this one is the most unique. So it's an honor and privilege to be able to have them on stream, hopefully in the future. But yeah, no, that Riviere deck is so good, and the Ezel deck is actually pretty darn good too. So here, what I'm gonna do is I think I already said I had the lists. Well, if not, here I'm gonna give myself a little ample opportunity to put at least the 2 deck lists. I don't have the Dieliner list yet. But hopefully in the next stream, when I feature these players, we'll do so. They also have a YouTube channel called Team Overtrigger. So please go check that out. Team Overtrigger on YouTube. And yes, this is premium. Alright, so let's go ahead, go back to premium. What's the card before Beatrice and Nightmare? That's for third place. That is the Stride version of Minerva. That's Ultimate Regalia Minerva. I may have butchered the name. But basically Genesis, or Minerva, it's Regalia. It's Regalia. Why am I thinking Astral Poets? In first place. Oh, okay, so that's a combination of the top part is Guilty Gridora, which is the Stride. And then the other card is, you know what? Let me look through the first place, not third. Okay, yeah. That's a common card from Stoicheia. I wonder if I actually have it. I might have one here, because I don't know its name at the top of my head. But it's a grade 3 that allows you to use orders in the drop zone. Like, it has a Vanguard skill, which is pretty crazy. If you guys know in the chat, that would be cool. But if not, then I'll look for it. Oh, here it is. It's called Fabricated Dragon of Rune Nation. So what it does is auto when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose a normal order from your drop zone, and you may play it without paying its cost. It's a common card from set 3. Set 3. So basically, they used Medic only has its own sort of mill engine built in, and they would just mill order cards like Strong Arm Chapter, which is like Counterblast 3, Soul Blast 3, Draw 3, Div something, Div 3, and it's plus 10. There's just so many cool older orders that they used, and I'm just fanboyed over it. It's so cool, but it's so, oh my god, it's so powerful. I don't think anybody was prepared for it, and that's why it did so good. But yeah, no, so it's fourth place. I'm gonna do a stream with them here in the near future, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. Like, this team was very passionate about their decks and how they went into it. The Revier player specifically told me that that this was a deck crafted over the last 3 years to fine-tune and refine to make this as pure, as turbo, and as strong as possible, with that waifu devotion. Just... Good job. All right, that is the top 8s and top 4s. Hope you guys enjoyed that. The venue was great. Everything was good. Again, I do have a few gripes, but that's for another video, and what I think could be done better. No problem at all. Please go check out FuzzyParadox on Twitter, and because they made the graphics. I need to work more closely with if I do this again, which I will. I'll message FuzzyParadox as soon as I know, just so there isn't any sort of miscommunication. But yeah, that was the top 8 breakdown from Ontario. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'll probably stream tomorrow and talk about my own personal experiences from the event, my own opinions, more, just more my take on things, and there's some things I want to add that I haven't mentioned here because for reasons. Because this we're talking about top 8s and top 4s. Like, this is a meta breakdown video. All right, so I hope you guys have a great... Oh, thanks for the follow right at the end. Nice. Ba-boom. All right. So I will be live again tomorrow, probably around the same time. But I'm going to talk about like my own, my deck, my teammates' decks, and our matchups for both days for V Premium and Premium. We didn't play Overdress. And just kind of talked about like the experiences, at least I've learned through this, and a lot of fun games I played yesterday, and we'll go from there. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure, if you're on YouTube, make sure you check out the links in the description below. There's a link to Patreon. If you are looking for a Zero Damage Gaming playmat, you can use my code Senpai to get yourself a discount on that playmat. I always use Zero Damage Gaming playmats at events. I have my Mordred mat. Love it. And if you still need to get in your pre-orders for Set 5 or Festival Collection or Premium Series 1, you can go to 50cards.com and use promo code Senpai to get yourself a discount as well. It's going to save you guys a little bit of money. Got to help you guys out. All right. You guys have a great day. Remember, stay safe. Be humble. Wear your mask. And please, for the love of God, go get vaccinated. The sooner we get to fully back to normal, the better. All right. You guys have a great day. Peace out.